What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and we are back with Surrealism. What in the world is Surrealism? Hmm, good question. Well, from what I've read, from the actual definition, what I can gather, they define it as a realization of the unconscious mind. They talk in both of art and poetry, like art and writing, do this, but I'm speaking from a artist perspective, a visual artist perspective. It is the realization of the unconscious mind. In other words, if I would say, make it a plain term, I would say a realization of dreams. You know how some people have certain dreams where it just things just look like weird, like you'll see things, but it just look weird. Like for example, the famous artist Salvador Dali, and his work would have the melting clocks, right? Only in the unconscious mind could you even think of something like a melting clock, right? And the way he has it's melting clocks wrapped around tree branches. Only the unconscious, only in like a dream-like state. Oh yeah, try that. I don't know if it worked. Sunbeam, anyway. Only in a dream-like state, in an unconscious state, could something like that be conjured, right? So I thought to myself, how does one really tap into that at will? Like, how does one tap into their unconscious at will to the point where they can come up with something like a melting clock on a tree branch, or like some shapes in a body that is disproportionate and you know extraordinary and weird. It was just, for lack of a better term, weird. What would be considered normal would be considered weird. So, like, I've never done, I've never like delved into surrealism. I've thought about it, but I've never really, went into it. Mainly because when it comes to the unconscious, once you wake up, you have to really think about. You have to bring the unconscious to your conscience and think about what you've actually dreamt of, or was in the back of your mind. And how do you bring what's in the back of your mind to the forefront at will? Like, how do you come up with a concept like melting clocks? I mean, it's creative. It's very creative, but I was always curious about how do you bring that to the forefront and put it on canvas and just like, here you go. This is my dream. These are my dream states. This is what my brain looks like in the dark recesses of my mind, in the unconscious. This is what it looks like. Here you go. How that look to you? It's crazy. So I think one day I'm gonna try it. One day I'm gonna try it. I mean, I don't like. First of all, I don't know if you have to get into this state of mind using some external drugs. I'm just gonna say drugs. I don't know if Salvador Dali used drugs to come up with melting clocks, or does he just do that, by sheer will? I don't know if you need to be intoxicated in some sorts to do that, right? I'm gonna try surrealism one day, but I'm gonna see if I could do it sober. Let me just say, I'm gonna see if I can do it sober. 'Cause I don't know how deep Dolly went into the rabbit hole to come up with something like that, but I ain't judging. So I'm gonna try that once. I'm gonna see if ever I have a dream where my reality is warped in such a way where things do not look like their normal embodiments. I'm gonna see if I can really capture that in my mind and bring it to the forefront, and I'm gonna see if I can just put it out there, and I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see what happens with that. I'm curious, but I ain't that curious. Well, I'm gonna see, if you tried any drugs, I ain't doing all that. I ain't trying to get high to get deep. No, I don't need to do that. So I'm gonna see what that's about. All right? Catch y'all later. I'll tell you how that went. Peace.